Welcome to the Occult Gays podcast. I'm Kylinn.
And I'm Ryker.
And we're two local heretics here to tell you about the differences between religion and paganism. Fun stuff.
Without burning at the stake.
I love boxing people on their beliefs.
Of course you do.
I love boxing people, period.
Yet you've yet to box anyone.
Hey, the one time I did, I was so embarrassed that my friend literally picked me up and walked away with me. She literally picked my 5'3" head, she fucking picked me up and walked away with me. I was pissed.
Yeah, well, that's what you get for being small.
Yeah, because she's like 6'2". She's pretty tall. And she literally picked me up and was walking away with me, and I was fucking trying to get out of her grip and was trying to box her, and it didn't end up going the way I wanted, obviously.
Obviously.
So yeah, found out that person was a puss cake and had their mom come to the school like she's afraid for her life, blah blah blah. Yet that girl was picking fights with somebody that was 2 grades under her. Like, that's embarrassing. The only time I actually pick fights with little kids is if they're my family. And only I'm allowed to beat them up.
Of course. Or other people in your family.
Yeah, what can I say? We all have really bad ways to show affection.
Is that what that is?
I think so. I would say so. But my, affection meter is fucking broken. If you get me a present, I'm gonna say that's weird, but if you say you'd box someone for me, love it.
Well, okay then. I mean, that's kind of old school. Like, old school. Like, ancient times old school. I'd kill a man for you in war. Oh, thanks.
Iconic. Why can't it be like the good old days?
The good old days. Because you would be burning at the stake.
Good. You know what? I'd tell all them damn Christians to do that.
Well, then.
I'm not burning people at the stake. At most, I'll pick a fight. I'm not gonna fucking get the whole town against someone. Like, how fucking petty. I don't like you, so I'm gonna make sure everyone doesn't like you as well. What the fuck?
Well, that was the times. It's called the Dark Ages for a reason.
Speaking of Dark Ages, the movies around that time, that are based around that time, they make it sound so bad. And they make the makeup literally look like no one has any blood flow. I'm like, bro, are you a living human? Because you look like you're a fucking dead body at the morgue. Why are you looking like that?
Because that's just how it was then, we think.
No blood flow?
Apparently.
Wild.
Okay, so this is episode 3. And we're discussing the differences between religion and paganism, basically. Yeah. So I'm going
Great explanation.
Yeah, we're going to explain it, but we're also going to put in actual definitions from Merriam-Webster's dictionary that explains what stuff is, because people are dumb? Is that mean?
Yeah.
Well,
you gotta set the bar a lot lower.
People have no common sense.
See, if you have a bar and you think, you know what, this is acceptable, just put it on the ground.
You must be used to that.
Even then, some people be digging with that bar.
Like you.
Like me, I'm digging with the bar.
Yeah, mine is just laying on the floor. It just is wanting to not be bothered. Anyways, let's start out with the definition of pagan. It's a noun, well, at least this aspect of the definition is a noun. One, heathen, especially a follower of a polytheistic religion. 2, one who has little or no religion and delights in sensual pleasures and material goods. An irreligious or hedonistic person. Pagan, an adjective of relating to or having the characteristics of pagans. Pagan is derived from the Latin paganus, which was used at the end of the Roman Empire to name those who practiced a religion other than Christianity, Judaism, or Islam. Early Christians often used the term to refer to non-Christians who worshipped multiple deities. In Latin, paganus originally meant country dweller or civilian. It believed that the word's religious meanings developed either from the enduring non-Christian religious practices of those who lived far from the Roman cities, where Christianity was more quickly adopted, or from the fact that early Christians referred to themselves as soldiers of Christ, making non-believers civilians. Yeah. The definition and etymology of heathen overlap with those of pagan. Both words denote an unconverted member of a people or nation that does not acknowledge the God of the Christian Bible. And heathen, like pagan, is believed to have come from the term for a country inhabitant, or in this case, a heath dweller. Both words have developed broader and pejorative meanings over time, with pagan being used to mean irreligious or hedonistic person, and heathen uncivilized or strange, but their original meanings are still in use. Paganism as a noun is a pagan beliefs or practices, b, a pagan religion, and 2, the quality or state of being pagan. Origin of the word pagan and paganism is 15th century, so not that long ago.
Did you say 5th?
15th.
Oh.
Though 5th century would still be within Christianity being created, because the 1st century was year 1, and that's according to Christianity, because our calendar system is Gregorian, but it's also mixed with Christianity, because they have their own like calendar thingy of time. So it's kind of a blend of the two, which is weird. Yeah. So yeah,
they really do be throwing shit in a pot and just hoping and using that. They're like, yep,
pretty much.
So religion is a set or a personal set or institutionalized system of religious attitudes, beliefs, and practices, or a service, or the second definition, which is the service and worship of God or the supernatural, commitment or devotion to religious faith or observance. And then there's the state of a religious nun in the 20th year of the 20th?
Yeah, in her 20th year of religion.
Oh, I was like, what the hell? Anyway, probably should. Anyway, third definition is a cause, principle, or system of beliefs held to with ardor. Is that how it's pronounced? Ardor and faith. 4, archaic. Archaic. Why is there so many big words?
Scrupulous.
Scrupulous conformity and
conscientiousness.
I'm choking on my spit because these are big words. I'm too fucking stupid for this. Anyway, etymology, the Middle English religion from Arlo-French religion.
Anglo-French.
Latin religion. Anglo-French?
Yes.
What the fuck did I say?
Arlo.
Arlo?
Yes.
Sorry, I must be thinking about fucking Good Dinosaur still. Anyway, good movie. Anyway, Anglo-French religium, Latin religion, religio supernatural constraint, sanction religious practice, perhaps from what?
I think it's religare.
Religare, to restrain, tie back. The first known use was the 13th century.
Yeah, so they came up with religion basically, well, not really, they didn't come up with religion in the 13th century. They came up with religion earlier than that, but they came up with a word for it in the 13th century.
Yeah.
Just like paganism came in the 15th century. 2 centuries later. No. Yeah, 2 centuries.
15. You keep fucking saying 5th.
No, I'm saying 15th. You're just hearing 5th.
No, you cannot gaslight me right now. I'm here. I keep hearing you say 5th.
Well, it's the 15th. Honestly, I consider paganism as something invented in the 15th century by religious people so that they could feel better about themselves. Originally, the term pagan was like basically someone who lived farther out of society than everyone else, essentially a hermit. So somehow it got twisted to represent those of heathen belief. Like Egyptians, for example, did not worship their gods like the Greeks, Romans, or Christians. Though I don't think the Greeks actually like worship. Did they worship?
Sort of, but not really. Well, with the Titans, it said that they were worshipped and offered like stuff like that. But with when like the next generation, such as like Zeus and his siblings, blah blah blah, when they took over, they didn't want to have like forced indentured from humans. They were just like, bro, we're just chilling here now. And we're not going to force you to sacrifice your children and all your food and all, you know?
Ah, okay.
So it's more like people do give thanks because, Demeter with harvest and
So it is
all
kind of
that stuff.
similar to Egyptians because they made offerings and prayers in the morning to help Ra fight Apophis and raise the sun. But once the sun rose, it was like a momentary celebration, and then they went about their day.
Pretty much. Because the siblings were like, you know what? We're tired of this goddamn abuse. And so they freed the other, like, gods, built up new generations, and was like, you know what? We're chilling. Like,
Nice.
it's not really worship. It's more like, I guess, would it be like a form of cohabitation?
I would assume because that's how the Egyptians were, but once we get into the definition of worship, you're going to be like, God damn it.
Probably.
um, Speaking of that, worship as a verb, a transitive verb, one, to honor or show reverence for a divine being or supernatural power. Two, to regard with great or extravagant respect, honor, or devotion. Intransitive verb, to perform or take part in worship or an act of worship. Worship as a noun is one, reverence offered to a divine being or supernatural power, also an act of expressing such reverence. Two, a form of religious practice with its creed and ritual. Three, extravagant respect or admiration for or devotion to an object of esteem. First known use, 13th century. For the verb. For the noun, before the 12th century.
Fair.
Yeah. The word worship in its definition, like, seriously bothers me, because it sounds almost like an indentured servant. And I serve my patrons and matron. Yes, I deeply respect them, but I don't think they're like above me. I do not put them on a pedestal or hold them in high religious reverence. We're equal. I worship only myself. If I worshipped Asmodeus, he would smack me with a life lesson so hard I'd get whiplash. My main problem is that mainstream religion has twisted things to make us pagan and religious and worship. Not everyone worshipped. I know a lot of it sounds like worship, but it's more like having the ultimate best friend and life coach kick your ass if you start fucking up your own life. I give offerings to my patrons and matron. I even meditate, chant ends, and I suppose pray to them, but it's just different.
Yeah. So with worship, I do agree. It just feels wrong to say you do worship them, because even with my patrons, it's more like they're watching over me because they're also interested in what is going on.
Mm.
It's, as you said, it is pretty much like a best friend and life coach who will, fuck around to find out.
Yeah, kick your ass if you fuck up.
Yeah, like,
or they'll let you fuck up and be like, see, now what did you learn?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Which is why Lucifer, every once in a while, if I go too far, he uses a scare tactic, which, first of all, because Lucifer is such an easygoing guy, it takes a lot to push him.
Yeah.
But let me tell you what, that's my specialty. My specialty is to push past the limit.
Your patrons.
Which is pretty funny considering, like, I guess they both got bad reps, I guess.
I mean, yeah. It's Lucifer and Aries.
What do you mean? They're such good guys.
Yeah, but they have horrible reputations. Or at least they have stories of them being horrible.
Yeah, which is kind of whack, in my opinion, because they're straight vibing.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, the chillest guys ever.
I wish mine were.
I
Well, one of them is. Two of them are. The rest are not.
suppose pretty fun.
Oh, yeah.
My opinion.
Until he just is like, unloads a bunch of spiders on you in one day, and you're like, sweet mother of God, what do you want?
See, that's why I don't work with them. If a fucking bug came at me, I'm crying.
Like, went outside to
I
get
can't.
2 Cokes, and right in front of the box, like, in front of the can of Coke box? I can't talk. There was a huge ass house spider, and I was just like, oh okay. I'll just get my Cokes and move along. And as I did that, another spider ran across my foot and took off into the garage. And I was just like, what the hell is going on?
See, unfortunately, one of like Lucifer's like animals slash bugs is a moth. And there was so many when I came home one night. It was like really late. It was like 2 a.m. and I was coming back to the house. And there was just a fuck ton on the front door. And there wasn't like any lights on or anything like around
weird.
the front door. So there was just a fuck ton of moths all right there. And I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to go outside anymore. So I ended up like staying outside for like another half hour till I finally got the courage to like try and shoo away the moths so I can go inside.
Oh, your fear of bugs is hilarious.
What the fuck?
It is. Because, like,
Bro,
moths are so non-threatening.
all bugs are terrifying. I don't trust any of them. Especially those bugs that have pretty privilege. Those bastards. Like, oh, why don't you like ladybugs? Why don't you like butterflies? Fuck off. Just because they got pretty privilege doesn't mean shit.
Pretty privilege.
That's exactly what it is. People that are like, oh my god, I love moths, or I love butterflies, but I hate moths. Fuck off. I hate all of them.
What about the people who like praying mantis?
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
I love them. Especially orchid
Yeah, but
praying mantis.
you're a fucking weirdo who doesn't mind bugs. So, like, what the fuck? But yeah, I'm so glad that Aries is not associated with any bugs.
I'm surprised he's not.
What the fuck?
Well, like, everybody has one, it feels like.
It feels like, but no, Aries, not that I can find anyway. It's not associated with any bugs. There's serpents, which is it's snakes and
That's interesting.
boars. The snakes?
Yeah, because usually snakes are assigned to, like, tricksters and...
Well, one of his like animals is also a vulture, so I think it's just like
predator-type animals.
Yeah, but yeah, there's boars, snakes, vultures, owls, dogs sometimes. On and off. I haven't seen a consistent answer. Some say yes, dogs. Some say no. So either way.
I hate when the internet is like, oh, it's this. No, it's this. No, it's neither of those things.
Fully. That's what people associating dogs with Aries. I'm like, I'll take it, whatever. I'm still mostly gonna associate him with snake just because that's what his artwork usually depicts him with snakes.
So does Lucifer.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't actually make that connection. Wait a minute. I didn't think about
Pretty obvious connection.
Yeah, but I associate them separately because usually when, like, I see signs from Lucifer, it's a crow or an eagle or,
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really connect the snakes thing. Wow.
I got a garter snake in my backyard the other day. It was a itty bitty baby one.
No.
It was so cute.
I got moles. Almost broke my ankle. I thought it was the dog digging holes outside. And I almost broke my fucking ankle and I was pissed. I talked to my grandpa. He was like, nah, it's moles.
And of course he just do anything about it.
Well, what can we do? He doesn't want to shoot them.
Well, no.
So they're just chilling.
Well,
They
okay
usually
then.
come around. They usually come around every other year.
Yeah, and
Usually
you
not
guys
that
don't
much.
really do vegetable gardens or anything, so you guys don't really have anything to worry about.
Yeah, we have a whole fuck ton of yard. If anybody ever did want to do gardening, considering a mountain, but none of us do. You cannot catch me in the dirt with bugs. With my soft little hands, it cannot be me doing manual labor.
I have soft hands and I can do manual labor. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but
It's called lotion.
I use lotion, but the fact of the matter is, I'm a big sissy.
That's true.
The closest thing I have to a tool is I have a screwdriver that I use as a hammer as well.
Didn't you get, like, an actual little toolkit from somebody?
Well, I did, and then it was taken back because they said they wanted it back. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah. Anyway. Oh, I do have a mallet from my leatherworking kit. So, and some knives and stuff, but like for carving leather.
Well then.
But yeah, I got soft little hands.
Uh-huh.
I'm just a big sissy. Cannot catch me changing a tire, first of all. Could never catch me changing a tire.
Do you even know how to change a tire?
I know how to do it. I've watched my grandpa and my sister and my uncles, and I've watched a lot of people like change tires, and I know the whole process of how to do it,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not gonna.
Why not?
You know how hard it is sometimes to turn those fucking bolts on the tires? And then you gotta move the whole tire, which is pretty fucking heavy, you ask me. I'm just a weak little sissy. I can't.
Except for random moments where you hulk out.
Hey! That's never on purpose. How was I supposed to know that I broke a rock? I thought it was plastic.
You still broke it.
You know what? Shut up. Point is, I don't have control of my strength, and that sounds like a not my problem.
Until it is. Because you've broken your own stuff and then gotten upset.
Yeah, when I broke my fidget toy and it just shattered into a bunch of pieces on my lap, I was so sad. And that's why all my fidget toys are metal now instead of plastic. Fun times.
Well, let's get into prayer. So go ahead.
Okay, so prayer, the verb, the transitive?
Mm-hmm.
Transitive verb, entreat, implore, often used as a function word in introducing a question, request, or plea. Second definition of transitive verb is to get or bring by prayer. Intransitive verb, first one is to make a request in a humble manner. Second one is to address Jehovah or a god with adoration, confession, supplication, or thanksgiving.
Yeah. Giving of thanks.
Was like the holiday?
No.
It's an awful holiday. Anyway, the first known use was the 13th century.
Yeah, which, again, is right along with everything else within a few centuries. But, like,
Yeah.
hearing the definition of pray bothers me almost as much as the word worship. I don't know why. It's probably the heathen in me resisting Christian indoctrination. Though, if we look at the timeline, Christianity came into existence about in 40 CE, which is like first century, I think. Searching the origins of Christianity is annoyingly difficult with all the misinformation and Christian websites muddying the searches. So, I could not get a century, but I figured out that Christianity originated in 40 CE, so... But the reason I bring up the timeline of Christianity is because my theory is these words were created by and originally only used by Christians and those of the Judeo-Christian religions, so their meanings don't really apply to practitioners of the occult. I think we need a new name. Pagan was given to us by Christians. So was heathen. We need to name ourselves, though a lot of paths have done that. I just can't think of any off the top of my head at the moment. Well,
Head empty.
Green Witch, Kitchen Witch. But see, even the word witch probably comes from Christian creation.
Probably. Where's my dictionary?
Oh, I love this definition of a witch. A person, especially a woman, who is credited with having usually malignant supernatural powers, which means they're like mean and abusive and evil.
Yeah, the word for witch is from the 12th century, so
That would be right along with Christianity creating it.
yeah. Ooh, it's from High German.
Yeah,
The
Middle English
etymology.
witch from Old English Wicca, masculine, wizard or witch, feminine witch, akin to Middle High German Wiccan, to bewitch, Old English wiggle, divination, and perhaps to Old High German Vieholi. And then it says more at something else, but I think that's a website. Because it says victim, and I'm just like, I think that's a website.
Let me tap on it. Oh no, they're from the same. I pressed on it and it said it's akin to Old High German holy,
Oh.
and its first known use was also in the 15th century. So these timelines are kind of sus.
Yeah. That's like the height of like, I don't know. In one of the Dark Ages.
Yeah, rough time.
Which century was the Dark Ages? I think it's centuries. Centuries. The phrase Dark Age was originally applied by Caesar Baronius in 1602 to a tumultuous period in time in the 10th and 11th centuries. However, the term Dark Ages is more commonly used to refer to the period between 500 and 1000, which was marked by frequent warfare and a virtual disappearance of urban life. The period lasted 900 years between the fall of the Roman Empire and the Renaissance.
Holy fuck. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, let's see here. As the accomplishments of the era came to be better understood in the 19th and 20th centuries, scholars began restricting the Dark Ages appellation, I don't know, to the early Middle Ages, 5th to 10th century. So,
A sus time for everybody. A bad time for everybody.
yeah, unless you were Christian.
Unless you were Christian, and then they were like, they're all high and mighty bullshit and like murdering people. And you know, basic
Spanish
Christian
Inquisition,
things.
the Holy Crusades, the 100-year Holy Wars. Like, there's
You
so
know
many.
what's wild to me?
Hmm.
The fact that a lot of the saints that are revered now were like fucking murdered for being heretics at first.
Yeah. Also, some of the saints are gods and goddesses from different religions or from pagan
I'm
belief.
tired of those bitches fucking picking and choosing what they want.
Right? They just cherry picked everything. They were just like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, none of that. We're going to make this more restrictive and do this.
And we're gonna make you have no rights.
But
as
my
a human
favorite
being,
thing about
because
Christianity is that it originated as a blood and cannibal cult.
makes sense, bro. It is. You
Because
can't tell me it's
even
not.
the saying for Jesus, drink of my body and eat of my flesh.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
I've always thought that was weird.
But yeah, it's true. They actually started out as a blood cult and a cannibalistic cult. And they had
Yeah.
female priests. So I guess priestesses.
Wild.
And then like all of a sudden somewhere down the line, probably like the 5th century, they're like, nah, women are evil.
Women are evil because they have bodies and I think gross things.
Yeah.
So obviously they're in the wrong because I'm a piece of shit.
And I can't control myself. I have zero
That was
self-discipline.
a literal whole plot point in The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Pretty much. It was literally, she's hot, I have a boner, I can't stop it, I must kill her.
I have to kill her or trap her and torture her in my dungeon like a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, but what kind of torture is it going to be? It was a Disney film, but if you think about it, what was it really going to be?
Yeah.
A lot
wild.
of Disney movies are actually really fucked up. Well, like,
Oh yeah, like
not the movie themselves, but like their,
original ones.
yeah, like where the true story behind the Disney fluff
Mm-hmm. Like Cinderella, wild.
Grimm's fairy tales, man. Grimm's fairy tales.
Honestly, still bangers. I don't care if it's grim or not. Cut off your feet because you're trying to fit in shoes that were way too small.
Yeah,
Love that for you, bro.
yeah. Or Sleeping Beauty, and how Disney was like, oh yeah, the prince comes and kisses her, when in reality it was a king who came and raped her, and she woke up like after giving birth or while giving birth or some shit like that, and was like, I have children now, okay.
Or in Little Mermaid when she wanted to go back to being a mermaid, so she sewed up her legs together.
Oh yeah, shit's dark.
Wild. Yeah. Anyway, what we're saying is like I'm all for freedom of religion until you start being an asshole about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know how I feel about freedom of religion, because it's like, because then they're like, well, yeah, but paganism is a religion, and it's like, no, well, no, not. I mean, by definition, I guess you could say that because that's how the Christians defined it.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I wish we could figure out what they called themselves before Christianity got involved.
I think they were just vibing until
Yeah, because it was
Christians were
just
like,
it was a cultural thing. It was just part of their
yeah,
daily lives.
yeah.
It
The
was more like
Christians
a
made it weird.
lifestyle. Yeah, Christians made it weird.
Exactly.
Well, actually, it would have started with Judaism making it weird, and then Christianity making it weirder.
Yeah, either way, they made it weird.
They did. They basically took like a bunch of words and twisted them around and made them to where now, like, if you use them, they're only seen in like a certain light. For instance, like, oh, my belief system, people automatically think religion.
Mm-hmm.
Or,
like, bro,
yeah, it's just weird.
like, if anything, my patrons are like, can you please just be kind to yourself?
The bar is set so low for them.
For me, absolutely. I told you I'm digging with that bar.
They're just like, their bars are just so low. They're just like, we just want you to take care of yourself, and maybe try to love yourself a little bit.
Just a little bit. We're begging you.
And you're just laying on the ground next to their bars, and they're just like, please.
I'm digging with the bar.
I'm not much better. My patrons and matron are just like, really? This is what you're doing again today with this? Shouldn't you be doing something else? Yes, I should be. But it's called executive dysfunction, and it rules my life, apparently.
Bro, me too. Like, it's often enough that I don't eat purely because I don't want to go through the motions of having to make something to eat. I'm like, well, if I guess just starve.
That's also depression.
Well, that too, but it's just like, sometimes it's just so hard to, like, I know I need to do this, but my body's like, I don't want to.
Yeah, executive dysfunction is fun.
Yeah, fun times. Just crying. God damn it. My, I guess, thing for my co-star is no games today.
Well, co-star is fake, so you don't really have to listen to it.
That's fact. But under the do today is upgrades, witnesses, and revenge. So.
And revenge.
Yeah, I think the revenge and the witnesses, I think they're trying to insinuate for me to murder.
I don't think so.
What?
I wonder what my co-star says. It says nothing.
I love that. Today you can enjoy time together without worrying whether there will be more. Ryker sees you right now and have fun without overthinking it. Yeah, Ryker. I'm fucking overthinking it.
What the hell? It's telling me that I don't have an account.
Damn, let me tell you what, I'm looking at your account from...
I know, what the hell?
Your chart? Funny.
Why is my chart funny?
Because your chart is a lot more evened out than mine ever is. Let me tell you what, let me go to my chart. Like, 3 of my, houses is literal Aries.
Wow.
So, yeah. And you only have one house in Aries.
Good.
What the fuck?
Aries are
You want to
crazy.
know what? It's your Jupiter house. And it means that you find success through self-expression and creativity.
Yeah.
Fun time.
Wow. They're so
What?
mean.
Usually.
You feel full of fear. Instead of being an emotional compost bin, try making peace with yourself. Courting upheaval only reveals your gooey viscera. This month you have to make a choice between being right and being a good friend. You're not your best self when you believe what just anyone says. In this moment, it may help you to keep an eye on egotistical tendencies causing friction in your relationships. Read others generously and try not to take everything personally. The broader focus of your life during this time is to gain insight into your life and figure out a way to fit into the universal order. Not every feeling is a universal fact. Yeah, I know. What's your point?
Okay, so mine, it says, today, every point you try to make keeps getting lost in translation, and reality doesn't match your expectations. Your belief that you weren't made for this, your belief that you weren't made for this world is causing you to be absent from your own life. This month, you can use your clever thinking to come up with inventive solutions to problems. This is a big step for you who has doubts about their own abilities. The broader focus of your life during this time is to experience ease and growth. Having the same need does not necessarily make you compatible. What is that supposed to mean?
I have no idea.
Anyway, the point is, I'm depressed. And
Oh, fantastic. I decided to check my pattern and it says today marks the beginning of a new cycle. For the next 18 months. What the hell? It jumped ahead.
oh fuck, I've been logged out.
For the next 18 months, commitments and relationships are being emphasized. Gee, thanks.
Thank you so much. The fuck did you log into pattern? Pattern got logged out, but not my co-star.
They don't give you a daily horoscope or anything in the pattern anymore. They give you daily updates, but I don't know. It's different. Oh, here we go. Your daily vibe. Today, think about the ways in which you've learned something valuable from unknown circumstances. A side of you likes to stay in your comfort zone and may dislike surprises, but reliving those experiences can boost your... Why stop? I hate this thing. Can boost your confidence. Well, since we're talking about horoscopes and stuff, I am going to tell you all about moon phases. Or at least the moon phase that we're in. So we are currently on the 18th, which is today when we're recording. It is in the new phase, so it's a new moon in Leo. It will transition from Leo into Virgo on the 20th, where it will enter the waxing crescent phase. A Leo new moon occurs during midsummer when the sun is in the sign of Leo. It is a time for new growth and the beginning of a new cycles. The Leo new moon is concerned with self-expression and showing what's in your heart. It is a powerful time to align with your most authentic self and declare who you are both to yourself and the universe. The new moon in Leo inspires us to define a vision that inspires and motivates us to believe in it and in our power to manifest it. So, to manifesting. Because it's a new moon, so get your new manifestations going. Because it's a new cycle. New thoughts, new desires. Unless, of course, the things that you were trying to manifest last month, or last moon phase, moon cycle, there we go, that's the words.
Yes, these are words.
Didn't manifest, then you can try again this cycle. Just do it better. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's what we should be telling them.
You could meditate on your goals or what you're trying to achieve during this cycle, meditating with the new moon. You could also, I guess, go out and commune with the moon and see if something comes up to inspire you for the new moon, I guess, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't, but hey.
We did our best.
Yeah. And the broom closet tip of the week is if you live with a Christian or Judeo-Christian family, roommates, friends, whatever, etc., wear a gold cross necklace to show your support and to hide in plain sight, because witches were forced to wear gold crosses to label them as heretics and as witches, which is always a fun fact. Is it like everybody has like a gold cross?
Which is pretty funny. The ancestors saw.
Yeah, it's like, wow, you're secretly calling yourself a heathen without even knowing it. But so if you're like, not 18 yet and living at home with your family and they give you a gold cross or something and you're just like, and you want to rebel against them and not wear it anyways, because secretly you're being like, I'm a witch in plain view. So, though if you're under 18, I wonder why you're listening to this podcast, because we swear a lot.
A lot.
And say some fucked up shit. So.
We're not good role models.
No.
But hey, none of my biz.
So do you have anything else to say about religion and paganism?
Not really. It's always whack. I pretty much agree with how you view it as well, just because,
Well, we think a lot alike, so.
That is true. Which do have some full idiot.
So a Christian pagan is actually a thing, if I think about it. Like, because Christian
Really?
witches make sense in my mind. Because it's like you're being the very thing that you burned at the stake, so how do those two combine? But I also feel like being a Christian witch is like a Christian transitioning into being a full practitioner, and they can't handle it, so they're a Christian witch. Because the indoctrination and everything is too much to handle, and they're still breaking it. And then once they have fully broken away from Christianity, they're like, oh, I'm a practitioner.
I mean, yeah.
But it still makes no sense.
When has anything ever really made sense?
Because there are people who are Christian witches and they stay Christian witches. Like, they step out of it. And it's
That's
like,
wild.
how can you be Christian and pagan
And
at
a
the
witch.
same time? Yeah, like, it doesn't work.
Let me tell you what. If your Christian ancestors would say you're going to hell. Which, by the way...
Or they would burn you at
hell
the stake themselves.
Yeah, that too. But, like, hell sounds so much more interesting than heaven.
Yeah, seriously, like, people when they're all, you're going to hell, I'm like, well, as long as you're not there.
First of all...
To be honest, it sounds like
like
hell is going to be a party.
Literally.
Because if heaven is just full of people like Karens and Lindas and all of them, I don't really want to be up there. I'm not gonna
Literally.
lie.
You're not going to catch me up there.
No. Because, like, pretty much anybody I would want to meet and be in heaven.
Exactly. There's nobody fun up there.
No. It's just all boring people. Karens. It's just a sea of Karens.
You're not catching me dead there.
No. I kind of feel bad for women who are named Karen. Because, like, what if their name is Karen, but they don't behave like a Karen?
Yeah, that is understandable, I suppose.
I feel like they should change their name legally at this point.
I mean, no. There's just some names that there's always going to be a connotation with it, whether they're good or bad.
That's true, because, like, there's stigmas for, like, Michelle, Jessica, people named Sky.
Yeah. Slightly off topic, but speaking on the name Sky, I was watching this TikTok and it was like, am I the asshole one, because I have nothing better to do.
Uh-huh.
And her name was Sky, and her sister-in-law, I guess, was being a fucking asshole, and she's like, yeah, I wouldn't want my kid to be named anything dumb like Sky, blah, blah, blah. And then that sister-in-law named her kid Skylar, but everyone called him Sky. Like, you're your own downfall. I don't even know.
That's just hypocrisy at its finest.
Literally. And then would get mad at people and it's like, his name's not Sky, it's Skylar, blah blah blah. And
what are they gonna nickname him? Lar?
Literally. Her name is Lars now.
It's short for Skylar. That's terrible.
It is absolutely awful, but damn if it's not funny as hell.
It is. Well, I guess since we have nothing else to say on paganism and religion, do we?
I do not.
Okay, I don't either.
Nothing in my dumb little head.
Well, since nothing else to say on the topic at hand, and we're just gonna ramble if we don't cut it off. Want you all to remember, any crystal can solve your problems if you throw it hard enough.
Woo! Sure can.